Hey everybody, here's a Microsoft Teams intro coming to you, so hopefully you've been well. This is how it's gonna work, pretty much. Yeah, so this is our virtual classroom now. We're using Microsoft Teams. You should have already received your login info, your username, your password from your point of contact teacher. That may have been me for some of you. And so this is the Microsoft Teams site. What we're going to look at for navigating through this new digital experience. Now, with Microsoft Teams, there's a number of different tabs. It's pretty straightforward once you get into it, but I wanted to create this video so you at least have some intro into where to look for information, where to find your assignments, and things like that, right? So this is the starting page, right? The kind of chat area for Microsoft Teams. Part of your first assignment will be in this space. We'll get there when we get there. So we have these announcement pages. There are already 2 assignments that are scheduled, which we'll talk about in later videos and during office hours and all those other things. The important things to note are the Files tab, right? So up here at the Files area, is where we want to focus on. That's where we're going to see some good class instructional materials. So we can click on that. And we have 2 different tabs that are here. We have the class materials and we have class videos. So more than likely you have, and actually entirely likely because it's the only way that this is happening, you've gotten here through YouTube and you found our new class YouTube channel. I'll be posting videos there for the most part, but I'll also aim to upload the videos here to Microsoft Teams if that's easier for you. The lessons are going to be structured to fit your time, right? And to fit our needs as AP Human Geo potential test takers, wanting to earn that college credit, but also being respectful of the responsibilities that you have in terms of your other classes, at-home responsibilities you may have, etc. So this is where we're going to find most of the materials for the course. Here in this class materials folder are going to be any important documents. Right now there are 2 documents that are in here. What we call the AP Hug Distance Learning Review, lots of different review sources, and the Big Ideas packet. This is basically a giant review of everything and anything you could ever cover in this course. Really good stuff to look at. So we're going to look at this learning review because it's going to come in handy. And just click on the document and it'll open itself up. And here we can see our distance review menu, right? Scoured YouTube many a time and many hours to find these links, but hopefully these prove fruitful in your review. And as much as I could, for all the topics that are being tested, units 1 through 5, I aim to provide a number of different videos for these topics. So here's some maps, right? If you forgot about your choropleth maps, your dot density maps, these are videos that show you what they are, what they're about, how to read them, how to read through data, GIS and GPS, how to look at trends in graphs, right? Recognizing trends in data, which is very important for us. And throughout the rest of the unit. So this is free for you. This is free to access at any time. And you're more than welcome to use these videos to support your learning or to just review different stuff that we've learned throughout the course, right? But this is going to be the tested material, right? The actual content stuff you have to know. And it'll essentially work out to a week in our classroom, right? So Unit 1 will be this first week in digital space, working through these different topics. So this will be a really good spot for you to look at extension material, aside from myself, right? During office hours and things like that. We can go ahead and go back. The class videos, you already see there are some videos. More are going to be uploaded right now. It's just a map chart tutorial, which we'll use during the week, but we're not going to worry about right now. Aside from that, we have our assignments, right? The things that will be due. Things are going to function pretty much as they have throughout the year, where we're going to have weekly time periods to turn in assignments. The difference here is that once you finish something, just turn it in, right? You don't have to worry about waiting until the next Monday, right? That's just a benefit for me doing that because we had that memorized time to get stuff done for getting homework graded, reviewing stuff. Now it's kind of at your own pace, right? The lessons, the videos are always going to be available to you. So even if you're not able to get them right on the day that they're quote unquote assigned, you're still able to access them if you need to. And I wanted it to be that way, right? This is a new experience, but that also means we have to make adjustments to how class works and how assignments are turned in and things like that, right? That's reminding me I have another meeting in a bit. It's fine. Now, if we look through here, you can see this is what you'll see, right, at the student view. We have 2 assignments that are in place. These self-created questions for what we call our stimuli of the week, which you'll get into once you start the first assignment on Monday. And we have a rubric, so you have an idea of what I'm looking for in your responses, right, and in your answers as far as what your grades are going to look like. So we can open this up, right, and see what this rubric looks like. So we have excellent, good, fair, poor, and this is really just to say how well or how on track you are to answering the questions that you need. We'll get more into this as we get into the course this next week, right? But again, office hours and things like that are always going to be a place where you can ask questions about these. I think that's the really cool thing about this new virtual experience, is that my availability for everybody is expanded, right? So even if you're not able to come into class on a specific day, I'm still here, right? And if you have questions on things, your other teachers are still there too, right? So there's, a change that we're making, but I think that this is kind of getting us on the right track for what's next for us. All right. Now in the files, soon enough, you're going to see a new posted material, what we'll call the running assignment document, right? And so part of your instructions are to go into your next space in the files, right? And for this running assignment document, what we're looking at really, right, is figuring out just what our new class sequence is going to look like, right? So here, adding the file, right, as much as we can. And I'm going to go ahead and add this other file in too, because it's good for you to know. All right, our potential class schedule. Now this may change, and if it does, I'll update it as we go along. But this is our running assignment document, what you're going to be looking at for the most part throughout the course to get updates on assignments, instructions for what you have to do, and et cetera, right? So lots of welcome, keeping in contact, yada, yada. What's important is that you return to this document continuously, right? Throughout the day to day. So you have an idea of what's going on throughout that week, and you have an idea of what's expected of you on these assignments. So for the first day, that's what's already in. 1.1 updates and welcome back. You're going to have, like usual, an objective, key points, and the lesson steps, right? And these are the tasks that you have to complete for the day. Excuse me. So it'll walk you through all of the different stuff, all the different practices that you need to work on, whether that's something simple like the first day and just getting used to these systems, and then into the next days where we're actually working through assignments. Now what I'm providing are just what you're watching now, instructional videos that will be pre-recorded and available on YouTube or in the files that'll give you instructions for the day, like I'm doing now, right? Because these are your instructions for the first day. Walking you through the documents on Wednesday and Fridays, and on the next Monday too, we'll have something a little different. All right, this is just our intro, but I'll walk you through a stimulus. Maybe we'll annotate something or annotate something in the video so you have an idea of what we're looking for. We'll do a little bit of review of the topics that we're going to cover that week and give a pretext for the course in that week span, right, for the unit that we're covering, whether it's unit 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Now you're going to be included, you're going to have, for all of these different spaces, what we call a stimulus of the week, right? And you're going to have 1 to 2 stimuli that we work with, and these are going to be the documents that we use, the stimuli that we use rather, to answer FRQs by the end of the week. So we'll walk through that in the next video for Wednesday, but this is the document you want to be looking at, right? This running assignment doc. Right, this is what's going to give you the information for the week, your lesson steps, so you want to be in reference to this as much as is possible. Now, the second document I just uploaded, and the one that's going to be more in line with what you need, is the tentative class schedule. Right, we're finalizing this as of now, but this is what we have planned so far. And as you'll notice, you don't have something every day, right? It's not an everyday sort of deal anymore. We're not running classes like usual. It's not a, go to first period, second period, third period, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then go home, right? You're already home, right? And we are too. So that means, again, our instruction has to change. We have to adapt, improvise, adapt, overcome, all that stuff, right? So what we've done is develop this schedule. As you can see, we don't really have class starting until about 10 a.m., right? 10 a.m. is when we're starting the kind of lesson portion, but we're available throughout all of those times, right? So from 8 to 4 o'clock, we're all available. We're either on a chat, we're by our phones, by our computers. So if you do have questions, we'll be there for that. Now, we have a couple different things that are included here. We have this running homework tab at the top, this homework row at the top, rather, for when you have homework due. So again, like me, AP Human is going to be due on Monday, like usual. And you can look through here and see the different office hours, which is our space to be there for you. We may not be doing a full lesson at that time, but it'll be a space for you to ask questions and a space for you to just come in and chat and talk to your peers, right? We'll have another video on what that's going to look like later, at least for my class, right? So you can see here, I have my office hours at 9 to 10, save for Mondays. This may change for next week, but for now, there's no office hours on this first coming Monday. And the actual class, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, is at 10 to 11. So that's my space where I'm going to be online, ready. I'll be online throughout this entire block, right, from 9 to 11. But that 10 to 11 is your kind of scheduled human geography time. So if you want to set your time up that way, right, 10 to 11, I'm working on human geo stuff. And then, I'm going off until whenever else, right? So take the schedule in mind. If there are updates, I'll send updates. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the team site. But this is so you have an idea of what class is going to look like, right? What things are going to be like these next couple weeks. Fingers crossed, only a couple weeks. But this is what we're looking like so far. Now that's our team site, right? This is our main hub for info. As far as office hours, how that's going to work, I'll put a separate video that'll be shorter. But I wanted to walk you through this team site so you have an idea of what to expect and an idea of what you're looking at in terms of what is my assignment like, right? And how do I find my assignments? How do I look at what's due? Where do I find out information about what I have to do to complete a task for a grade, et cetera, et cetera. So here's hoping this gave you that foundation. And again, as always, hoping you're well. We miss you. We'll see you soon, or I'll be seeing you as you're seeing this video.